Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Yay, Thursday. And even better than that, it's Thursday night. I'm so glad you're here with me. This is Lisa Harden coming to you live from the Stamping Zoo on kind of a dark and gray day, but I can report a non-official weather report. I don't think we've had any snow today, so that's a record for the last 5 days. Hi, everyone. I see people hopping on, but you know what? I forgot that there was an upgrade done on my Mac last night. And so when I went to pop on there, oh, it says it's optimizing. Performance may be affected, which means I can't log in. So I'm kind of watching from up above my phone. I'll do the very best I can, but I cannot really read your comments. So, we'll have to catch up. Oh, look, it's slowly coming on. My gosh, it must have been a big upgrade. But you know what? We don't need all that right now because we're just going to do some stamping with a very happy stamp set. We're actually going to make a couple of the cards that I designed for my kite class last night. You missed it, ladies. You missed it. It was super fun. I can't believe it. Only 2 of my Stampin' ladies took me up on this Kite Delight class. That's okay. Maybe it just seemed too simplistic. It just is a stamp set. So it's a standalone stamp set. It's $18 and it is in this mini catalog, and I certainly hope it is still available. I am not sure because, again, I was trying to get on the computer and the computer said, nah, ma'am, we're not having it. So anyway, I hope it's still available because, you know, no. These are going to be available until June. I'm sorry. So I guess that brings me to another point, which is our annual catalog and the things not carrying over. This is our current catalog. This is active until May 2nd. But if you want anything specific in there, now is definitely your time to be getting on that because lots of things are already gone. Oh, so sad. Don't cry. I told you they were leaving because we have to make room for all of the new product and returning product that is in this catalog. This catalog goes live May 3rd. If you would like to have your own catalog, I would love to send one out to you. Please just drop me your address. Don't put it in the comments here. I might miss it. I would like you to send me a private message. Just send me your address and I would love to send you a catalog. Again, if you're in the United States and you're not working with another demonstrator, I'd love to help you out. No strings attached to get the catalog, but be warned, it's beautiful. And that's all I can show you about the catalog is the front and the back. And I can also show you products that I have purchased. And oh my gosh, if you've been watching me the last couple of weeks, you know that I purchased several beautiful things and have my eye on more. So that's the only caveat I will say is I can't be responsible what you will buy after you look at the catalog, but what I can be responsible for is I promise to be a great demonstrator for you and help you with any budget restraints or budget things you'd like to keep in mind, because there is something for every budget and every skill level in our catalogs, okay? And I am here to help you enjoy your hobby of paper crafting or possibly find a new hobby in paper crafting. I have been paper crafting for 30 years and have been a Stampin' Up! Customer most of that time. And I will tell you, I keep coming back because they keep putting out quality, beautiful, fun products. So I had a very fun time last night with, had 5 ladies over. 2 were doing this class and 3 were stamping kind of for the first time. So that was so fun. You know what? I don't know if you can remember back to the first time you stamped, but everything is new and interesting and everything's cute, right? Like newbies are impressed with everything, even the pop-up trash can. They're like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. So, you know, my other stampers, God love them, they become jaded and they don't say the trash can's cute, or they don't think the chamois is like you know, a miracle, right? They're just like, oh yeah, it's the chamois. So anyway, it's always fun to see Stampin' Up! And stamping through new eyes. And so that was a super fun time. It was so fun, in fact, that we were just chatting. Oh, sorry for my reach. We were just chatting away, and then finally my friend Katie said, oh my gosh, it's 10:30. So then they peeled out. They left in about 5 minutes. And I would like to say I went to sleep immediately after that, but you know what? As usual, something on my body hurt. It was my right knee. My right knee has decided it's very angry with me, and it's not having it. And so anyway, it was very successful in keeping me up. I probably catnapped for 2 hours, and then I went to work and calculated numbers all day. So there you go. I am such a Wonder Woman. Yes? No. In fact, when I get finished having a good time with you guys right here, I will probably be going right across the hallway, short commute, to put some ice on my knee and just kind of like kick back, right? Watch something fun. I think actually, I don't mean to steer you off of watching this live, but I do believe it is the season finale of Real Housewives of Orange County today. It's Orange County, yes? I think so. Yes, it is. Okay, so anyway, with that, without further ado, oh gosh, here comes the Mac. It's firing up slowly but surely. Okay, so why don't we just take a look at one of the cards we're going to make tonight. And it was very fun to have Anne and Lynn here working on these cards. They are sisters, and I've been friends with Anne as long as I've been scrapbooking and paper crafting, because she's the one who invited me to go that very first time we had to go to a store because nobody actually had supplies at their house. That would have been, oh, I remember when our friend Carolyn got like a craft room, and we were like, what? A room just for crafts? Get out of town. I believe that, in that time frame, my memory is that only Martha Stewart had that, you know, and now look at it. It's like a regular thing, right? Like we all just put a craft room in our house. So anyway, my, how times have changed. So here's one of the cards. And again, this is a super happy stamp set, right? And it doesn't have dies, because you can basically fussy cut a lot of these things. To Anne's chagrin, might I just say, she'd had quite a day. And then I was like, Anne, you get to fussy cut. And she wasn't so happy about it. But you know what? She did it because she is a trooper. So I just really like this card because I don't know why. It's purple. I think the sentiment's cute, which is for a carefree day, right? I like that it's just bold, black and white with your pop of color. So your eye is definitely drawn to it. And also you could make this in any of our colors because you know already that our products coordinate. So if you want to make it in pinks, we have several different pinks for you to choose from, and we will have coordinating ribbon, embellishments, all that good stuff. So we're going to just stick with purple because I want to have a couple of these cards in my stash. Okay. Sorry, you can hear me clicking off to the side, right? I'm trying to pull this up. Lord even knows. I think I'm on the right website, or I'm on the right page, but you know, I can't be sure. I hope I'm not. I'm just sitting off in the ether. So while I am waiting for this, briefly, I will be cutting some paper. Oh, no. I'm not going to do that yet. Actually, I got off on a tangent, didn't I? I'm so excited to stamp with you tonight. But what I want to do is I want to talk just a moment about a special that I have going on. It is the first annual, let's say, Stampin' Zoo's In Color Club. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for this. It's going to be so fun. So this is just what the In Color Club is. Lots of demonstrators have them. So if you've never heard of that before and you're wondering like, what is she even talking about? Every year with the annual catalog, we get 5 new, the company calls them in colors. These colors freshen up our existing color line. They may fill in the blanks where we need some more colors of a certain hue, and also they kind of represent what is now and on trend in lots of different areas. It might be decor or, I don't know, photography, fashion, whatever. That's not my forte. My forte is taking them and loving them. We will have these colors for 2 years now, and they will be incorporated right into the regular line of Stampin' Up! Products. And so you'll be able to shop for DSP, for glimmer paper, for cardstock, inks, ribbons, all the good stuff. And these will be some of the colors they're in. So to celebrate that, and also to make sure that you have some of each of these colors in your crafty stash, I am going to launch, or I've launched, an In Color Club. And what that means, and you can read all about it if you are so interested. I have, there's a link up on my blog, thestampingzoo.com. Just go over there and there's a tab for In Color Club, and it will take you the links, and you can find all of the information about everything that's going to be included. Now, I'm short a couple of the products, but I just wanted to kind of show you a representation of just the products that you'll be getting every month. Okay, so this is that beautiful color, Parakeet Party. So every month you will get a package of supplies and classes and miscellaneous thank yous and freebies that all center around one of the In colors. Okay, so I don't know if this will be the first month. I just really liked how it looked. Everything will be packaged in this nice little clear zippered pouch. I looked for packaging for quite a while. I wanted to make sure I chose the right thing. I think these are really nice. I feel like, I mean, obviously our paper fits in them. Everything is, you know, zippered away. Very cute. This one even matches, right? They will not all match, but there are several of them that happen to kind of match the In colors. I mean, how cool, right? So anyway, so this will be included with every In Color Club. So at the end of it, you'll have 5 different project pouches. And, you know, these can be used for a long, long time. So you'll have that, of course, right off the bat. And you will also receive, now I hope I don't forget stuff on my list, but some of it's in here and some of it's not. But we'll start with, you will receive 24 sheets of our cardstock in the In color. You will receive the ink pad and a re-inker. You do not want to be without the re-inker for lots of reasons. So you will get that right out of the gate. You will also get the Stampin Blends. Each of our In colors this year have Stampin Blends. These are our alcohol markers, and this is a light and a dark color, okay? You will also get 10 yards, I believe it's 10 yards, yes, of a metallic ribbon in the feature color. This is obviously stunning. Oh my gosh. And it's light as a feather. We worked with this, I think, last week. Light as a feather. So you will really enjoy that. I absolutely love it. You will also get 30 matte dot embellishments that are adhesive. And you will also get 10 yards, I believe it is, of baker's twine that is in white and the feature color, okay? And then you're gonna get some freebies from me. You are going to get, there's so many things, aren't there? Don't fall asleep, because there's so many things. Every month, you're going to get 4 of these cards. Now these cards and envelopes, look at the envelopes. Adorable. These are included in the Tea Boutique Suite that is at the beginning of the annual catalog. But I'm going to be giving these to you for free. And one of the things that we will be doing with them is we're going to make cards. So every month, besides all of this product, you will be included in an exclusive Facebook group for the In Clubbers, right? The In Color Clubbers. And we will be making cards together, and they will, again, really focus on this feature color. You'll also receive a very nice, might I say, handmade thank you card from me featuring the color. you will also receive, and then this is every month you get this for 5 months. So it's just like a little goodie bag, right? And the cost of this really is the cost of the product, plus I'm including some freebies because I want to thank you. All right, so every month you're going to get 8 sheets of designer series paper, 6x6 sheets, in, again, the in color of the month. And they have 4 different patterns. I love these patterns. These patterns are actually going to be available for the 6x6 DSP in all of the color packs. But again, you'll be getting, over the course of 5 months, you'll be getting the entire paper pack. Now, I will say one thing that I'm doing in my club, which may or may not be the same with everybody else's. I did look at a few, but I'm including entire packages. So you're not going to get half a bolt of ribbon or half a bolt of twine. You're getting the entire package, okay? I do want to point that out because once you get these colors, you are going to really want to take some time with them, make lots of multiples of things. Now, the other thing, I have a couple of other things that I just don't have yet, I believe. One thing is every month you're going to get 2 sheets of glimmer paper in these colors. No, I believe it's 4 sheets. I'm sorry. 4 sheets of glimmer paper in the featured color. And that stuff is like stunning. And then in your 5th month, I'm going to give you, let me see if I can pull a few of these papers. So as one of your other thank yous, you're going to get 48 sheets of this DSP, which is in the Tea Boutique suite. And I'm using this particular suite because they used all of the in colors in this paper. Genius! So they chose a couple of our other colors, like I think that's crushed curry. But look at this fun paper. So at the very end of 5 months, you get this in your final package, and then it goes with everything that you've gotten up to that date. So please keep this in mind. Like I said, you're also going to get a color coach, which will help you like combine color combinations with our existing color family. And I'm sure there are other things. I'm trying to think. So you get all of that. I'll stop boring you now, but you get all of that for $55 a month. I do ask that you stay in the club for 5 months because of the nature of the product. I have to purchase all of the color families of product for some of them. So once you take a look at what you would like to purchase and you think you can sign up for that, I would absolutely love it. I promise you, you will get more value than the cost of what you're paying because I will see to that. Okay. So, again, please think about it. If you are on my email list, you already got an email about this, but I'm happy to send it back out to you. Just private message me if you have other questions. And I'm happy to talk with you about it because I think this is a great way to get to know the new in colors and to work them into your projects. And you're going to be part of a little club, and we're going to have, you're basically getting 5 months of free classes from me. And again, we'll be making these cards, and I'll send you extra product sometime to use. So it's just going to be a really fun time. I am really looking forward to it. I'm just really looking forward to it. So I thank you for taking a look at that. And like I said, please ask me questions. Of course, I still can't see your comments because, my Mac is optimizing. Okay, so with that, everyone, we're going to work with some existing colors because we still have the existing colors, right? Am I right? And let's see here. I have to start from scratch. I want a card base in basic white thick. And so I am going to just get that right off the bat. So we have our basic white cardstock in regular weight and thick weight. I think they both serve different purposes and they're both fantastic. I prefer to color, stamp, and die cut on our regular weight. And for card bases or 3D projects, I like to use the thick. And let's see here. I think I have some scraps that I can stamp on and color on. Oh, for crying out loud. Let's see. I believe it's going to open up. Oh, now who has Kite Delight? Or who was like, did you see it in the catalog and were you like, no thanks. It's just not, it's not all that. I am here to change your mind. And what did I say it was again? How much did I say it was? It's $18. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of fun for $20. Under $20 technically, right? Okay, so they're all photopolymer, and so it's really good to have your Stampin' Pierce mat. This is brand new, can you tell? I'm actually going to leave it in this package. I think that's a really smart idea, because when you leave it in the package, then you don't have to cover it with paper all the time, of course, because it's already protected. So it is called a Pierce mat, so you can use it for that, to put brads and pierce holes into the cardstock, but we use it a lot for stamping with our photopolymer stamps, don't we? Yeah, because it provides just a good amount of cushion and gives you really, I think, the best stamped image for when you're using photopolymer stamps. And especially some of these are quite large. They have a lot of surface area and they really need that extra cushioning. So, oh, now look, I can see a couple. I spoil my customers. Roz, I appreciate that, because I do try to spoil my customers, because, you know, I'm a customer too, and I like to be spoiled. So I'm going to give it right back. It always comes back to me. Let's see. Susan Tabachnik says blends. Yes, the blends are going to be included. The only in-color item that will not be included that I know of are the Stampin' Right markers, the water-based markers. And I'll tell you, there's not a thing wrong with them, but I really find, like, I don't think I've used a Stampin' Right marker for a year. And if I'm not going to use it for a year, I really felt like it probably wasn't a good idea to have you pay for it, because I'm not going to be featuring it. I just really find that all my marker needs are met with the blends. So, but you know what I mean? Like, by all means, Stampin' Right markers have their own uses. They're really great when you want to color multiple colors onto a stamp, but I'm just not going to be featuring them, and they're really economical to purchase just on their own. So if you are going to be in the In Color Club but you want the Stampin' Right markers, that'll just be a little side purchase you do. Okay, so let's see here. Anne, I do. Yeah, Anne's in the club. Guys, Anne's in the club. Anne also made this card. Oh, I need to get this DSP. I hope it's from the Paper Party Pack. Is that what it's called? I never have gotten it memorized, but I sure do love it. Let's see here now. Come on, don't hide from me. Don't you hide from me. Oh gosh. Sorry ladies, I'm still here. I'm just looking from the paper. Come on, you silly stuff. Boy, you know you have too much paper when... No, not really. Not really. There it is. Okay, this is such a fun set. We've talked about it several times over the course of the last year, because this is one of the host rewards. So you can choose to have this. If you have an order or a party and it's over $150, you can choose to get this humongous pack of paper. I think it was 48 12 by 12 sheets. And they're double-sided, right? And one side is a black and white print and one side is like a rainbow print, or different colors, but they're all really bright. And I just love them. And actually in the new catalog, we have another paper pack that can be chosen with your benefits. I think that's such a cool idea that they're doing that. So actually this, look at this paper. It looks like our little kites, doesn't it? So anyway, that was a dead ringer. That was like such an easy choice. So I want that. Now I have forgotten my measurements. Let's see here. 3 3/4 by about 3 1/2. So almost a square, but not quite. 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. I have to say it out loud or I'll forget it. Roz, you are right. The new Hostess paper pack is just as awesome. Of course I'm going to miss this because it's gorgeous, but I'm okay with keeping it up in order to get something else. That's how it goes in life, right? Okay, the other thing I'm going to cut from the Basic White Thick is I'm going to cut a front panel for this card because we're going to, even though it's white, and the card base is white, I want to wrap some ribbon around it and give it some stability. We might pop it up. I don't know. But we need a little bit of extra for that. So there's that part. Okay. So we have, this is 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. So it's going to fit on the front and then leave a little bit on the bottom for a sentiment and the ribbon. Okay. Let's see. My card base is somewhere around here. Hopefully I didn't cut into it. We are off to the races. I see your comments now. So I'm sorry if I have missed something and you'd ask me a question and you need to know. Go ahead and re-ask it. Otherwise, you know that I will be checking up on this tonight, right? When I'm icing my knee, I will be checking up on it. Okay, let's see here. I'm seeing what the ladies left me. Boy, they used their paper. They weren't messing around. I don't think that's going to be big enough. It is Highland Heather, gorgeous grape, and then just a little piece of white. So let's see if I have some Highland Heather in here. And we have other purples, right? We have the fresh freesia. We're going to color a little bit with the fresh freesia. And I hope you can see this. I use those iridescent gems. Gosh, they're so fun. They just pick the color up just like they were actually purple, right? Because there are lots of different colors. I love that so much. Hello, Mitzi. You're late again. That's totally fine. You made it all better. You know how? You said you loved what you're seeing. That's what I like to hear. Okay, I'm going to color. Let's see. I stamped these in different inks just to switch it up, to remind myself that we don't need to use black ink all the time, but we are going to use it on the white. Okay, so again, pretty little photopolymer stamp. Oh, look at it. It's so cute. And so I want to see if I can get a nice image. That's pretty good, but maybe I want to do it again. So I'm wondering if I don't think my Memento ink is dry. It's just the nature of the beast sometimes. I didn't get it on one side as much as I did on the other. Let's see. I'm not in love. That paper is looking a little, you know, a little janky. The ladies, well, I shouldn't be telling. You know, I like to keep things quiet, but the ladies were partaking in Prosecco and wine last night. So I was just impressed as heck that they got their projects done. There was a ton of laughing. I love it so much. Hello, Terry, and thank you so much for sharing. Oh my goodness, if you haven't already, let's just take a moment, okay? And you guys, please share this video. You know, I say this every week because it's true. You guys help me grow my business simply by sharing this video. I know it sounds like it's not a big deal, but how else are people supposed to find out about the Stamping Zoo if you don't tell them, right? I need your help. So I appreciate in advance that you are helping me by just simply sharing the video. And last week, I was very happy that I got to give Jean shared the video, and she won my drawing for a stamp set, and she chose the Delicate Dahlias because it's gorgeous, right? That stamp set, it looks like a photograph. It's so fantastic. So anyway, that went to Jean's house, but I have another one to give away this week. So please don't forget to share, and you do that. Let me look and see here. Over on the, should be like on the right hand side of your screen. Might be different for different different software, but there should just be a share button or a white arrow. Please use that and save it or share it to your social media sites. And then in the comments to the video, just like Mitzi has done, then I want you to type shared. And let's see, on Sunday night, I will do a drawing. It might be late Sunday night, like it was last time. I couldn't even come on live. It was like 10:30 or 11. But you know what? I will get it done. That should tell you I will get it done. And let me see if I can find. Okay, so whoever wins the random drawing, after you share, of course, you have to share. If you win, you get to choose from the Seasons of Fun Hostess, Retired Hostess set bundle, or the Catching Butterflies, which is from our most current celebration. So if you didn't get that and then you were thinking, oh my gosh, why didn't I get that? They're so adorable. Both of these are great to color. Okay, so it's super easy to be included in the drawing. Share the video, post, share in the comments. You have to do both of those things. And then we will draw on Sunday. And I can't send product out of the country. So if I draw your name and you're from another country, I will be sending you a nice card, probably a kite card. But if you're in the United States, then you get to choose one of those stamp sets. Okay? So I love that. It's so fun. And so I hope I can do that very often. Let's put it this way. If you guys can do me a favor and share, then I will find things to offer as a little present. How about that? Everybody likes a little present. Didn't I just say that? Yes, I did. Okay, this is like one of the cutest cloud stamps in the world. I forgot to stamp it earlier. Again, it doesn't have a die cut, but guess what? We have these really cool things, and they're called scissors, right? Remember the olden days when we had to cut stuff out? Well, it's kind of relaxing, if you don't mind me saying so. So you're going to watch me fussy cut it tonight. And I'll know if you like that or not if I see the numbers drop off. Please don't let me see the numbers drop off. It makes me sad. It makes me feel like, oh my gosh, I did something weird. Ratchet it down, Lisa. The weird meter is getting too crazy. That's what I say to myself. Oh gosh, and I did. Thank you for your comments earlier. I did get my nails done today, and I was trying to keep, they're not purpley, but I was trying to keep Orchid Oasis in my mind. I couldn't bring myself to get Parakeet Party. I was thinking about it. Like she had something and I was like, oh, Maya. And then I was like, Maya, I can't wear that color green for 3 weeks. I just don't think I can. Maybe I will do it for my 2-day event coming up in May, which I promise you by the end of this weekend, you will see an email with a registration link for that. Excuse me. I want to get that out, first of all, in time for you to make sure your schedules are good. But also I need to get that out in time so that if you want to purchase product that goes along with the kits that I'm going to be featuring, then we can do that. I want to be able to order everything when the catalog goes live, so there's no chance of our inventory going low and not being available for the class. Now, that said, some things could be unavailable just simply because of shipping woes, right? That's a thing, shipping woes. But I will do my very best, and we will pivot, and we will still have a really fun time. So for the 2 days, I do know this part, for May 20th and 21st, it's local, but I will have the classes available as online options. And I really hope that if you can't join me here in Boise, Idaho, that you will seriously think about giving my online kits a try. I have done a lot of them, so I kind of know the ins and outs of how to provide a really fun event for you, even though we're, we're separated and on the internet. And again, just like the In Color Club, I really try to provide a little bit extra, So I do my very best with that. Okay, now let's color this because it's so cute. And it's not a ton of coloring. I don't remember which colors I used right now. Let me look at Fresh Freesia. And I like this combo. I just think it's kind of sweet. So let me see if I can figure it out. Now I am using the blends, right? Oh yeah, that's the color. It's like I made these 5 years ago, not 2 weeks ago. Okay. I love color. These flowers are super easy to color. And so I'm not blending them, like I'm not shading them. These are just cute, cartoony little images. So I don't care about shading. And I'm just coloring the entire flower with the light, I hope. Shoot. Well, I'm using the dark. Okay, that's all right. We will just make a little switch here. So I'm just going to color the whole thing with the dark Fresh Freesia. And then I'm going to color the background with the light Fresh Freesia. And then we'll do the centers with, I don't know, some other color. The centers are going to end up having iridescent gems on them anyway, but the color kind of shows through, so it's kind of neat that way. And then you don't have to be super careful because the flowers are dark and this color is its light counterpart. So just make sure you're, kind of within the lines. But you're going to cut it out. So see? Oh, it's already so sweet. Sherry, that is so kind. Sherry says my online classes are awesome. Wow. Well, I appreciate that, Sherry. We have fun with our online classes, don't we, Sherry? Yes, and Sherry's been there for online bingo, which is totally fun. We'll have to do that in a few months, but at the event on May 20th, I am going to have bingo night. I'm pretty set that I want to have it at my house. And because it's kind of fun, And now I'm using dark Highland Heather for the centers. And I'm going to have a Mexican themed dinner, enchiladas or something like that. I don't know. Something tasty, probably some margaritas and just some tasty food. And then of course, bingo and projects. So it'll be like a mini class and a get together. And then of course, we're playing bingo, but we're really playing to get some prizes of new product. I can tell you right now, there's going to be a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I know that because I already purchased it. I also purchased the full suite of the Waves of the Ocean. That's going to be a gift. These gifts are going to be bazonko because we can do that, right? Because again, it's all about making a really fun event for everybody. And those aren't going to be the only gifts, of course, but I don't want to tell you every little thing. You can't know every surprise I have. Okay, these are kind of cute. So as you can see, I'm trying to use the preferred technique of cutting, which is to really leave your scissors kind of still and move your paper, right? I'm not perfect at it. I'm not as good of a cutter as Jen Houston, but who is really, I ask you. So, and yeah, I could be faster, but I'm not. So there you go. Sorry. Who wants to get Kite Delight now that you're just looking at these clouds? They're adorable. And you don't fool me. I know, just like I did, I've bought many a stamp set before for one stamp. And then, of course, I fall in love with the rest of it. But lots of times, It only takes one stamp to catch my eye. And as much as I love the kites, I don't think they overshadow these clouds at all. Okay. Whoa. All right. And there's a little bit of white on the outside of those. And we're going to take care of that in just 1 minute. Hello, and thank you for sharing, Cindy. I see you there. I see you. Yes. Now, it's actually Easter weekend, and I knew that, but I've kind of forgotten it. Why don't you guys comment and tell me what your Easter plans are? I know maybe you're talked out about it, but this is one of those, I think this is one of those days where people have lots of different ideas or celebrations and things. So it's really interesting to me. And it all sounds fun. In fact, why don't you post in the comments what time your celebration starts, and I will see if I can make it. All time zones, right? Oh my goodness, Jean, I'm just reading your comment. You said it's going to be a while. You'll be lucky to get your mail by next week? Oh goodness. You are just like under emergency with all the snow. Oh, well, I did put your... Jean was like a double prize winner last week. She was such a lucky lady, right? So you do have a package coming to you. It's somewhere between here and your house. And hopefully it's not in a big snowdrift. I hope you're staying warm. It's perfect crafting weather. As long as, you know, you've got a nice cozy place inside. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. I gotta make this last corner. Okay, there are clouds now. As you can see, like I said, there's a little bit of white. You just see the white on the outside anyway. I am going to take, again, the blend, the dark basic black, and I'm going to hold this at a 90-degree angle. I mean, just be close. It doesn't have to be exactly. And then we're going to actually color the outside of the cloud. When you do that, that takes away any white border that you might have, any oopsies that you did with your scissoring, your cutting, or, you know, just the dimension of the paper. You can see that. So again, you've got to keep it at that 90-degree angle. You don't want to color your cloud. You're just trying to give it a little freshen. Okay, so this one I've colored, right? And this one has not been colored. See? So you can see little bits of white. I just like to take a little extra time for that. Norma says no plans for them. They're keeping close to home. That's a plan. Sounds like a nice plan. Sounds like a good one, Norma Jean. Norma Jean, were you named after Marilyn Monroe? Or was that her name? I think it was her name, yes? God, I'm babbling. Don't mind me, everybody. She hasn't had any sleep. It's all right. Yeah, she's been running around town. That's true, but she hasn't had any sleep. When I came home at lunch today to, of course, feed my dogs lunch because they are weird like that. Then I laid down for 30 minutes. I knew I had 30 minutes. And so I grabbed the ice pack and I laid down, put it on my knee. And of course I was just fading off into this weird, like, I don't remember what I was dreaming, but it was like weird. And then my stupid alarm went off. Ugh! I mean, I did have to get back to work, but still, so rude. Rude. Okay. I think we have our pieces and parts now. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a little bit more stamping that I forgot about. I really like Wishes for a Carefree Day. It's just perfect. The sentiments in this, there's 3 of them, and they're perfect for kites, right? Stop it, Norma Jean. You guys could probably be twinsies, right? I mean, unfortunately, we didn't get to see her age, so we don't know. But I bet she would have maybe been as pretty as you. Okay, oops, I don't want that. I want Gorgeous Grape. I really want this sentiment to show off. And like I said, it's just kind of a cartoon-like font, just sweet, makes you smile. Okay, and one thing I will mention, it's always, like I said, it's fun to have new stampers in the house. It's like having little kids in the house, right? No, it's nice to have new stampers in the house because you know, you remember tips and tricks. So it's a good idea to size your stamps to the block you're using. So in terms of that, I don't like to have a big block with a tiny image, because this is all sorts of area that you can get ink on, and then when you are putting it on to your paper, you can hit the sides, right? But if you put it on a block that fits the image, all of that's gone, right? It just gives you a greater chance of success. And luckily, we sell blocks in all shapes and sizes, don't we? So again, they are always in the annual catalog towards the back. Just look for acrylic blocks. And they're great. I mean, they're the best. Look at them. They have these great finger grips. They're very ergonomic, right? And if you don't like that, then we have the Stamparatus. So we have choices. We have lots of choices. All right, let's get this paper down. That's also adorable, this kind of little pool party polka dot. I probably don't need to do that on my paper piercing mat, right? I want to keep that sort of clean. I do love this pattern. I didn't love it for everything. Obviously, it was almost all still in my package. But boy, when I decided that it looked like clouds, then I was like, perfect. Now I know what I'm going to use all that paper on. All right, so here's the front of our card. And let's see here. I put 2 of them down directly. See, now that I have one to use as a reference, it's much easier. But they don't have to be exactly the same, of course. Now I am going to just glue these down. Again, this is my Gorgeous Grape, and it is very gorgeous. And then I'm going to grab my Highland Heather. Put that over here. And let's see, this cloud is going to be down directly. I have one down flat and one on dimensionals. And I let this one peek over the edge a little bit because it's going to come outside of the border of the card. Remember, this is our first layer of the card, and I cut it 3 3/4 wide, and our card is 4 1/4 wide. So there you go. Yeah, Mitzi, exactly. Keeps your fingers away from the ink. Absolutely. Well, a friend of mine, Roz, got me this this ink dispenser. You're asking about it, the glue holder. I'm sorry. And I think it's really fun. It's beautiful. Now, she's not selling them that I know of. Roz, are you selling them? But you can purchase them on Etsy. I saw that. And I would probably look for 3D mono or 3D glue holder. I'd just start with that. But Roz gave me that a couple of years ago. So nice. So nice. Yeah. It's so fun to get. And I've used it every day since then, Roz. Honest to goodness, I have. That's like what a fantastic gift that was. Every day. Oh my gosh. And let's see. And I love the colors. They couldn't be prettier. So I am using our mini dimensionals. One thing that's really nice about Stampin' Up, I mean, the list is long, right? But one thing is you get the tools you need for the job. like the mini dimensionals, you know, just perfect, like the paper snips. And I could go on, but we have excellent tools, anything you need. And we also have things that are, I was reminded last night, we have kits that are all inclusive. We have Paper Pumpkin that comes to your doorstep every month. We have kits that you can purchase from the online store, my online store. If you go again to thestampingzoo.com, you can hit the shop now button just to know that you'll be shopping with me. And we have kits. We have a whole section of kits. We even have kits that don't have any stamping. They just, you know, are kind of assembly things. And that doesn't mean they're not cute. They're adorable. It's just your preference, like what you might like to do on any certain event, or maybe you are getting a group of littles together and they need to do a project that doesn't have any stamping. Well, we have that. We have projects for cards, of course. The majority are cards, but we also have little packaging ideas and 3D projects and things. So please don't forget to take a look at the kits. Just because they're not in the catalog doesn't mean they're not available. When they're available, they'll be online for you. Okay. Now we're going to use a little Seal Plus. This needs a little bit of a lighter hand when you're putting it on your cardstock, or it has been known to rip the cardstock. And I saw it ripping cardstock in action last night. Okay, so I put a little bit crosswise on my paper, right? And then I am just going to cut it. This really is the easiest way for me to make a nice bow, is to make it separate. Okay, then I can put it exactly where I want it. And also, I never can get this tight enough, wrapped around the card tight enough, if I'm doing it all as one piece. So why not just do it this way? You do it, you do you, okay? I'll do me, and that's 2 parts. And let's see here. Come on now. Of course, this is gorgeous grape ribbon, you know? Like I said, everything coordinates. So it doesn't mean you have to coordinate it, but when you want a really cool pop of the same color, we have it. I know, I love this sentiment too, Mitzi. It's super cute. Oh, Kathy, you have a glue holder from Roz too. That is so cool. And Kathy, I just noticed you're on here. Kathy, I hope you're getting stronger day by day, Kathy, right? Day by day, lady. I love it. And I'm going to grab a little glue dot. Mini glue dot to the rescue. Oh, and I need, can't believe I haven't had this out before now. My Take Your Pick tool. Oh, she was the superstar last night. It's a good thing I have 3 because heavily used, right? Okay, so glue dot, check. And card, check. All right. Super cute. These kites don't even have tails. The other ones do. I mean, the other cards I made had tails, but you don't even have to put the tails on the kites. They still look cute. Am I right or am I right? Oh, I think I'm right. Okay, now I just need to grab our card base and we are off to the races. Okay, let me take a look at that. All right. And I am going to lay this down flat. Oh, I already put that ribbon on the top, so I'm going to use this glue. Little glue. Don't ice it like you're icing a cake, all right? You want to be a little stingy with your glue because you don't want it squishing out. And you really don't need a ton of it. It works better if you have a little less. And so you certainly don't want to use so much that your paper ripples. No, that's not good. You do have just a few seconds after you put it down to even it up. Okay, that's so helpful, as you just saw. So then you just kind of get it in place. Oh my gosh. And then finally, let me find, I don't know if I have the gems at hand. Let's see. I feel like I did have them, but I don't remember where I put them. Let's check it out. Let's see what I got in here. Oh, I have so many pretty things. We can just use our basic rhinestones. Basic, not so basic, right? Oh, ooh, yeah, I like that. They show off, don't they? Now these come in 3 different sizes, and the medium size seems to fit it perfectly. But I like to have a random, some random sizes. I don't like them to all match. There we go. She's a cutie. Oh, she is a cutie, isn't she? Super fun, which is for a carefree day. This can be obviously a birthday, just something fun. And again, don't forget, just make it in pinks or greens or whatever you like. I think maybe next time I did that, I might make it in like these 3 colors. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, you could have the kites all in these 3 colors. Very fun. Oh, that might be in our future. That might be in our near future. Never know. Let's see here. I'm gonna make another one. What is the time? It is 8:03. I think we have time for this card. I really liked this card. Lynn said this card was her favorite card. Lynn said, I think she said it was hard. It was hard to put together, but it was her favorite. So, you know, sometimes hard work pays off. This is kind of an interesting little critter. This one, oops, I just untied her bow. So this looks a little patriotic, right? I kind of liked it. And I had everything in mind except when I made the kite and the twine and the side paper, I still thought it looked plain. And so I was like, well, which dyes can I use? And for some odd reason, because of the way my brain works, I thought, oh yeah, amber waves of grain. Except it's not amber, right? This is actually Sweet Sorbet, which is one of the new in colors. And I love it as like a patriotic card. Now this is just a friendship card. It can be a friendship card too, but I think it's a really great way to present this certain stamp. We were talking about, or I think I was just coloring this with pencil crayons the last time, watercolor pencils, sorry. And we were talking about making it more patriotic. So there you go. That's where that came from. So again, we need a little bit of white to stamp on, and we need a white insert. Let me cut that. I am going to cut it at 3 3/4 by 5, just because that's what I like. That's what I will normally do. I feel like it gives me enough room to write a little sentiment. Now, if I want to write a longer note, then the cool thing is I can just make my insert a little bit bigger. When you make your own cards, you get to do exactly what you want. All right, let's have a little Sweet Sorbet, shall we? Let's hear it for the Sweet Sorbet. Yay! We need a couple of pieces. This is just a standard, again, standard card base. I already had it sitting over there. Wow. And then I want to measure, so this is a separate piece that I ran through the embossing folder. With the stripes of this is a combo pack of embossing folders. The stripes and splatters. And it is, how long is this thing? 2.5 by 5.5. Okay. 2.5. It goes the full length of the card. All right. And then we need a little bit extra to do our die cutting. So let me see here. I think I want to be able to put it in the mini. I'm going to do that. Okay. It's about 3 inches. Okay. Because I feel like I just want to use the mini tonight. She's such a cute girl. Okay. All right, let's do a little stamping. For one thing, we need to stamp. So I use Night of Navy. You know how I feel about Night of Navy. She can turn on you and grab you and keep you stained. She will stain you like you know, putting a scarlet A on you. Only it's Night of Navy. So you have to be careful. You have to like respect the Night of Navy. So I'm going to stamp first, and then I'm going to set it off to the side to dry before I bring my blends in and color some of my stripes. So again, this is one of the new colors. This will be something that kind of is representative of what we might do in the card kits, or when we're making the cards in the card class for the In Color Club. So, I mean, I'm not saying we're making this design or anything else, but I will be using a certain featured stamp set. You can use the same stamp set if you have it, or you can use something totally different. And I will provide any extras that we use besides the card bases so that you will just be crafting right along with me, right? Super fun. I love it. Makes me happy. Okay, so let's get this patriotic flag, kite flag, started. Wouldn't this be a perfect 4th of July card? We like to send those here. We do, because you know why? It's an excuse to make a cute card. All right, I don't have my paper piercing that, but I do have all this grid paper underneath this. Let's see how it turned out. Oh, it's perfect. It's kind of perfect. Now this, I mean, I don't know. It's just cute. The stripes and the polka dots. Isn't that pretty? You don't have to do anything else to it. We are going to color it, but you don't have to. Okay. And then, oops, see, it was trying to get on my card. Did you see it? It's a frenemy of mine. You've got to be careful with that. I am going to use the same one. Well, no, let's see. I'll use the birthday sentiment this time. Oh, that's not big enough. Another year flies by. Happy birthday. I love that. And it's very good to always have a birthday card on hand. And this isn't the best block for this stamp. Just as I was telling you something, then I do something different, don't I? Well, that's life. You can use your grid paper to kind of size up where you want this sentiment and hopefully get it straightish. If you don't, well, you can turn the paper over. Oh, so sweet. Another year flies by. Happy birthday. Thanks. Another, and they do fly by, don't they? Yes, stampers, they fly. That's why you have to enjoy the Thursdays and the Mondays and the Wednesdays, not just the weekends. You have to enjoy it all. Okay, now that that's been sitting there for a few moments, I am going to bring in, I think it was my light sweet sorbet. Let's take a look at it. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. And then here's the dark, in case you're wondering. Oh, that's a nice color, isn't it? Very pretty color. Okay, now I am going to use the bullet point. This shouldn't pick up a lot of the navy, but again, navy is a very dark, intense ink. And so I'm not just going to scribble all over the lines. I'm going to be a little careful about it. And I'm going to try not to drag my marker into the navy. Okay, again, a little bit seems to be fine. It won't discolor your marker. It just might discolor your stripes. All right. But that's why these markers are so great, because they have the bullet tip or the paintbrush tip. Ooh, love it. Just keep the second time. And third and fourth. Okay. So then she's going to get cut out. I'm so glad these paper snips are back. Oh, they're back in stock. Thank the Stampin' Up! Gods. Oh, Kathy, you say you use that measurement. Yeah, I know. 3 3/4 by 5. It just does it, right? I will go 4 by 5 1/4, but it's got to be for a particular purpose. Maybe I'm stamping inside and I want to really have a big image in there or something. But like I said, you do you. It is one nice thing about making your own cards is you get to customize each and every card. Isn't that fun? And can you believe that a stamper asked me last night, who shall remain unnamed, why this didn't have a die cut? She did. You know what? I'm going to tell you, she had a rough day. So I'm going to let that pass. There was no judgment at the Stamping Zoo. Minnie, where are you? Here she is. Okay, let's bring her in and get that really cute embossing folder. It's so adorable. It is made to go in the mini, and I like it because, you know, it's smaller. I like that. But what it does is it forces my mind, at least, to think about different uses for a smaller embossing folder. So if this was a regular sized embossing folder, I am guessing that what I would have done is I would have made a full sheet of embossing. Would have looked very nice. But you know what? I think this gives it's a little different, right? It gives you a little more interest and makes you go, oh, wow, only half of that. Well, Lisa, quite interesting. So anyway, everything has a use. And of course, you can run these through the standard size Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, if that's what you have. But if you have both, then just have fun with it. All right, now I need to get the sandwich, and Lord help me, I don't remember it exactly. So you guys may have to help me. I think, now I do know that there are pictures that tell me what to do. Insert the embossing folder hinge first. We know that. It wants a number 1. Okay, and if I will just read, I think it won't be difficult. But there's the kicker. Oh, man. Okay, number 1. Where are you, number 1? Please stand up. Show yourself. Oh, my gosh. Where's my number 1 plate? It's hiding, guys. Let's put this down, Lisa, and take a look. It can't be hiding that well. I haven't used her in a while, but still. Okay. Well, whatever. Like I said, we're going to use the standard cut and emboss machine. Why wouldn't we? See, this is why it's good to have 2. So that when you misplace the plates, you just bring the second one in. Just keep on rolling. All right. Oh. I know where it is. Too late. I found it, though. That's good. Good job, doofus. Good job, doofus. Okay. Oh, see? I told you. Heaven help me. So good. I was... Such a great idea that I was driving the car today. Yes. Feel safe. All right, that's beautiful. I may have run the piece of paper that's a little bit wider through there, but we can trim it up. I'm thinking that was the piece of paper I was going to use for my die cuts. Yes, it is. Okay. Never fear. Very easy to fix. I just hope I have enough of the paper for my actual die cuts. Okay, so we want it 2.5. Ugh. I wonder what those dogs are doing in there. They're awfully quiet. Awfully quiet. They were very happy to see their mom tonight. I tell you what, you all know this if you have animals. Thank you, Mary Ellen, and hello to you. Yes, when you are greeted at the house by the dogs or cats, maybe too. I don't know. It's as if you've been gone 1,000,001 years. When really, it may have only been like 2 hours. Or, in my case, last week, I took the trash out in the morning before work, and then I realized I don't remember what it was now, but I had forgotten something in the house. So I came running back in, and oh my, so happy to see me. Oh, Mom, we love you so much. Now, I am going to put some adhesive sheet on the bottom of this strip of cardstock. I don't want it on the whole piece of cardstock, and it's a secret. Why? No, not really. I will tell you in just a minute why it's not going to be on the whole thing. It will make total sense, I'm sure, to you. But that's just a little piece of our adhesive sheets. They come in a package of, I think it's basically six 12 by 12 sheets. And it makes anything a sticker. It makes any of this cardstock a sticker, which comes in handy. So the way I put the wheat on here, see how it's all loose up here? But down here, it's a sticker. So I just wanted the sticker on the bottom part of the die cut because I want to be able to futz around with the die cut. Now I am going to use a different die cut this time. Ooh. I don't know if I can get 2 on here. Let's see, I'm gonna do a partial. And I do believe these are carrying over. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but no, that wouldn't be right. I am never wrong. That was funny. No, I am almost positive that these dies are carrying over with their stamp set into the new catalog. One of you will definitely want to tell me if I'm wrong. You will love it. You'll be so happy. You'll be like, she was wrong. I was there when she was wrong one time. Okay. Darcy Dutton. Oh, nice. Are you guys talking about stamping together? Darcy and Mary Ellen? How fun. I thought you guys were stamping buddies. I couldn't remember though. Okay. I don't know that I ever have chatted with you both at the same time, but very nice. Okay, so we're going to use this one. Oh, it kind of looks like a thistle or something. I don't know. And the sticker did go up there quite a bit, but I'm going to make another one. And we'll bring it more towards the top. And so this one can be the one that's like kind of loose. And I see that I'm not getting like a full image there. It's totally fine because they're going to be overlapping each other. And so it's okay. No panicking necessary. I promise you it'll be okay. So there's a little bit of our sweet sorbet. Super fun. All right. Come with me. Thank you very much for your service. It's time for you to take a break. All right. In case you're wondering, the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is $60 and the full size is $120. And like I said, I'm going to be giving away a small one at my bingo. But if you can't wait that long, you can just jump over into my online store and get your own. And they are called Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. And like I said, one's just called that, what I just said, and the other one's called the Mini. Oh, does this have some? Okay, there we go. The other fun thing with brand new stampers is teaching them how to use all the tools, right? Some of them, I don't know if they were frustrating, but some of the tools are easier to use first time than others, right? Oh gosh, ta-da! The inside, so cute. I would smile if I opened that up and that was my birthday card. Yes, absolutely. Okay, now this is, again, this is such a neat embossing folder. I love these kind of almost, I don't know, do I want to call it graffiti-like, or they're different stripes. They're stripes, but they're different. They're very bold. And the same with the splatters that come with it. It's a very bold emboss. So there's that. Loving it. This is going to have dimensionals on it, of course. Why wouldn't it? Oh, let's see. I want to make sure I get this one right down at the bottom to support that. There we go. You know I don't like these getting crushed in the mail. So if it costs me an extra dimensional, so be it. Money is no object. There we go. I couldn't get any sweet sorbet. Oh no! Australia has no sweet sorbet cardstock? Oh, I don't even want to hear that. Did you get the other colors, Megan? Do tell. Now, truth in advertising. I am using the Fan Baker's Twine. This is a Poppy Parade. It's very close, especially when it's just on a tiny piece of twine. I don't know. I have the other twine, the Sweet Sorbet twine, but you know what? I didn't want to open it. I didn't want to open it and start using it yet. What a weirdo. I will soon, I promise. But I also wanted to use, I was like, well, I can use this up. So there you go. I think this is still available though. It's really fun. It's a triple pack of twine, and this is Misty Moonlight and maybe Mossy Meadow, maybe Evening Evergreen. I don't remember it. It doesn't really matter. They're close enough. So I just did a double strand and just tying my bow like that. I wanted to have these, oh, I don't know if I got the tails as long as I wanted them, but it's okay. There. See, you want the tails to just be kind of whimsical because they're really kind of in place of using the stamps that are the tails for the kite, right? Oh my gosh, I'm not using the actual stamps for the tails on the kite either. Let's see here. I need to prove to you that here's one. Here's one where I used it. I stamped them and then I stamped these and cut them out. So we did actually use all of the stamps, I do believe. Okay, now let's take a look. Or, oh, multi-cardstock packs. Good. Okay, the 25th. We can do it. Mary Ellen asked me if I've made a card with the splatters yet. I think I have, Mary Ellen, but it's not near me. But when I find it, I would love to post it for you, okay? And I will tag you. Yeah, the splatters are very cool. Like graffiti-like. That's what I was thinking. They look kind of like graffiti. I don't know why I'm trying to take that off with my nail, right? When I've got my take your pick tool. Okay. All right. This is the one that's going to be kind of in the back because it's partial die cut. And it also has a lot of adhesive on it. Ooh, that's neat. Now, I didn't see what the ladies, what Anne and Lynn used last night. They may have used these. I'm not sure. I mean, they may have used different die cuts for me. I don't know that I sold them on the whole Amber Waves of Grain thing. But you know what? They did make the card. So we're going with it. We're going to say that, yeah, it was a success. Now, where'd my kite fly off to? Come on. Here you are. Beautiful little kite. So, of course, just like with the purple kites, you could make this design anything you wanted. You could ink this up in black and white, or just in black, obviously, on white paper. And then you could make the stripes some bold color or kind of a neutral or something. Okay, let's see. What can we do with this to make it look? I like a little bit of the die cut in the front and a little bit in the back. I'm going to take this one off. Boop. Because I want to be able to like nestle this down a little bit lower. But I don't want to hide it. Don't hide it now. Okay. Ta-da! Now it definitely needs its tails. See, it looks like, what is she trying to do here? And then I put the twine on it and you go, oh, all right. It's a kite. I get it. She's not completely lost her marbles. She knows what she's doing. Oh, it's so cute. Let's finish this off with another one of my faves. Somebody tell me, are these matte, neutral matte dots or whatever they're called, are they carrying over too? I don't remember. I want to say everything's carrying over that I like. That is not true. Lisa, that doesn't happen. You know that. Here they are. Classic matte dots. Such a cool set of embellishments because you get 4 different tones: white, vanilla, gray, and black. I don't think we have a lot of embellishments that come gray. Of course, you can change some of our embossing or some of our embellishments by coloring them with like a gray granite blend or something, but to just have like gray matte dots, I mean, that was brilliant. Of course, I want to use the white. all that talk about the gray, and we're going to use the white. And we have 3 white ones. 3 white ones left. That's because I used the white matte dots on a couple of the ladies' cards last night. But you know what? We didn't run out. I don't know that I've ever run out of an embellishment. I don't think it's happened, and I don't want it to happen either. I don't want to know what it feels like. So there you go. Hey, come on. These are dots, and then they're flat on the bottom. This one is trying to escape, but it's not going to happen. You get on there now. Oh, behave. Let me get this one. Oh, did you see it? I should be using my putty. Oh, brother. Now the glue dot came off the back of that because of the way I was manhandling it. Okay, I should have been using the putty. Somebody set me up. Those girls set me up. Okay, super cute. What? Get out of town. She can do that, and she's only had 2 hours of sleep. Wonder Woman. Ladies, I hope that if you don't have Kite Delight, you might think about giving it a second chance or giving it a first chance because it's super fun. I mean, look at these. They're so fun. You can get all that fun and a lot more out of this $18 stamp set. It's beautiful. It is so summer. Yeah, you're right. And when I made this card, it was 75 degrees and sunny. So there you go. And then I was teaching this class yesterday and it snowed. It's called spring. You guys, I'm so glad to have you here. I messed with the camera. Sorry. I'm so glad to have you here with me tonight. Thank you for the love. I see the love coming by. If you haven't shared this yet, you still have time. And like I said, the winner of the drawing that will be on this Sunday gets their choice of 2 different stamps. Where do those stamp sets run off to? Oh, I showed them to you. And then I put them away because that was goofy. Because that's how tonight's going. So the winner of the drawing on Sunday will get to choose between the Seasons of Fun. This was a house stamp set. You had to have $150 in purchases to get this stamp set. And then you had to have at least $50 in purchases to get this stamp set, Catching Butterflies. So you will get to choose if you win my drawing. And all you have to do is share, which lots of you do anyway. So I thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I see this stream of hearts and it's just making me smile. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate you. Thanks for sticking with me tonight. And I hope this gives you some good crafty vibes for the weekend. Okay, everyone, I'll see you soon.